This is the B8 drill, which is a classic and common precision accuracy drill. It is normally 10 rounds from 25 yards, but can have tons of modifiers such as timed, untimed, rested on a bag, from the holster, one-handed, to force hatch drill, and so on. The first couple times we run this drill, we want to treat it like the patch drill, where we are isolating the skill of precision accuracy to ensure that we can put bullets where we want to. This drill gives us a standard metric to ensure that we understand how to be objectively accurate before we start adding speed to the equation. To score these targets, we just subtract from 100 with the corresponding value of the missing points. So if we score a 9 instead of a 10 or X ring, which both count for 10 points, then we would subtract 1 point from 100 to give us 99 points, and then repeat that process while scoring the rest of the rounds on target. For this first target, I scored a 94. On any given day, this is generally where I'm hovering. Believe it or not, I've never hit an 100-point B8 drill, with the closest being a 99 after hundreds of tries throughout the years. So for this 94, it's my average untimed precision accuracy performance and something that I would commonly expect. The reason this is important is because for the next B8 target I'm going to shoot, I'm shooting at the speed of my sights, meaning that as soon as I confirm my sights are stopped on the center of my vision, which is the center of the B8, I'm pressing the trigger quickly to the rear, trusting that my sights are wobbling within the black of the B8, and if I do my part with the trigger press and commitment to holding my target focus during the millisecond of the trigger break, that's where my round's going to go. So it is important to note that although the 94 in my precision shooting was an average performance, my 93 in the fast shooting here was more so an anomaly. When shooting fast, we do not tend to have the same consistent results, and this number could go anywhere from 80 to a high score like this 93. Still, an 80 score that took a quarter of the time to make is still highly likely to win competitions and gunfights. You will have to be the judge to determine your combination of speed and accuracy in your specific context, but remember that subtracting from speed won't always benefit you in the accuracy department. In fact, most of the times it won't. It will, however, likely increase your consistency. For example, if I had 30 seconds to take a hostage rescue shot, I would likely not choose to take that shot in half a second, but I certainly wouldn't take all 30 seconds either. If I have trained my quick trigger presses to high proficiency, and I did choose to take that shot in half a second, I do have a high likelihood that it will be accurate, but it won't be as high of a likelihood as if I would have waited 5 seconds to ensure that I've taken a breath and that everything was right. Note that just like on my first slow fire B8 target, that 5 seconds also doesn't mean that it will go right. This is self-evident because everyone has experienced a slow fire shot go wrong, even when they thought they were doing everything right. For the most part, everyone aims the same. If you were to hand your gun to your grandmother and tell her to put the red dot on the bullseye or teach her how to line up the iron sights with the bullseye, her sight picture would look almost identical to yours. So, if you both have the same sight picture, wobbling around the center of the bullseye, but you can shoot better than your grandmother, even though your sight pictures look the same, then aiming isn't the problem. Aiming can be done quickly, as seen in the second B8 run, and so can reobtaining your aim, applying the trigger, and returning the gun to your vision in the center of the target. Remember, don't follow your sights, keep your eyes anchored to where you want your sights to return to. Experimenting with your current balance of speed and accuracy is something you need to do yourself to determine how much time you need in your context. Remember, this isn't a linear relationship between speed and accuracy. Once you've stabilized your sights on target, they aren't going to get better, unless you're resting your gun on a vise. And in many ways, they can get worse as fatigue and anticipation of the shot increases with time. That time between your gun coming from your holster and your sights being stopped and stable on the target you want to shoot is the only time that speed and accuracy will be intimately linked. Once the sights are stopped, time continues on, which means your speed diminishes while your accuracy flatlines, and then later on very slowly diminishes as well. Again, how much you can get away with in terms of maintaining accuracy at speed is something you must experiment with and train to know your current limits and work to improve on them. But first, focus on getting those 10 rounds on target, and then speed it up to see if you can half your speed while maintaining your same accuracy on target. I bet you can.